There's nobody there, but I'm live. Hi, Kathy. We're just starting to get set up here. I'm still trying to adjust the monitor correctly so that I can see what's going on. Hi, Gail. How are ya? Hi, Marcia. Wow, you guys are all getting here already. Good morning, Hi, Gay. How are ya? I want to know if anybody has questions on Lyon's quilt at this stage so that we know. Hi, Susie. So that we can get questions answered, because I want to make sure that that happens before we get too far into it, because I don't want you to feel behind when you go to do the next step. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Pamela. Arlene. How's everybody doing? I have to tell you, the weather in New York is beyond gorgeous. It is, hi, Debbie. It is absolutely gorgeous here right now. I'm astounded. We went from drizzly, rainy, yucky to absolutely beautiful upstate New York weather. Absolutely gorgeous. It is beautiful. My husband is off working in the woods trying to get a path, because our best friend owns property right next to it. So he's off there doing that, and I'm here doing this, and then we're going to have Dutch lettuce for dinner. So we're very excited about that. Okay, Jennifer, on Lyon's quilt, you need 4 half square triangles and 4 strips for each 9-inch blocks. Absolutely, positively, yes, that's what you need. You can see I'm working on this one right here. I'm starting to put my things on. And don't let this corner over here wig you out. When you guys see Tuesday's video, you are absolutely going to understand exactly how to do it, and it's not hard. The only thing I'm going to tell you, and I know I've said it a couple of times, is your best bet is, if you can, get a 12.5-inch Creative Grid square ruler. I try really hard not to push on you guys to buy anything, and I try really hard to be able to show you how to do things with the tools that you have. But how I have figured out how to square this up right, I use the 12.5 Creative Grids ruler, and it makes a huge difference for me. So I want you guys to make certain that you do that, or that you at least know it. So yes, you need 4 of the 2.25 by 10-inch strips, and then you need 4 for each block, 4 triangles. So you need 2 squares cut in half. Jennifer, the leggings are not coming out well, and it's only because of my serger. I have a 1300 MDC, and it is beyond. We are having a horrible time getting it threaded. So I have reached out to somebody that I know that is a professional seamstress, and she owns the same machine. So I've reached out to her to see if she could maybe FaceTime with Lindsay and I this week. So, yeah, that's what's going on with it right now. So, yeah, Lindsay's right. It's a real struggle to get from the serger over to the cover stitch. It's been just a nightmare. So that poor kid has been so patient trying to get it right, and it's not working. So Does that answer the question on Lyon's quilt that you're gonna do those two? I hope so. Suzanne says hi, Lindsay, and hi, Boone. Yep, we got Boone in here today too because Boone's daddy's out in the woods helping Papa. So they're out there together. So that's why we've got Boone. The stripology ruler, that's not gonna work because what you're doing is taking. I don't have one that's not trimmed. Lindsay, do you have one of your blocks here that's not trimmed?
I have all my blocks that are not trimmed.
That are not trimmed? Hand me one of them. Yeah. I'll show you one of Lindsay's blocks. So you're gonna go on these blocks from this. See how this one is? And I'm telling you, and I say it in the video, guys, you're gonna think I'm absolutely positively crazy, but I'm not. So Lori says hi to everybody.
Hi, Lori.
So this, you start at this, and then you're going to, I'll show you the back side of this. This one. And what I figured out a way to do is how to make that ruler perfectly fit within this area so that you can just very easily glance at it and know that you're squaring it up correctly. So that's the reason for the 12.5-inch ruler. So, okay, you're welcome, Jennifer. So, yeah, so that's that. I'm going to put her block back there. So, has everybody been able to get, everybody that's doing it, have you been able to get your blocks cut at least so that you're ready to rock and roll on Tuesday? Because that video will be up on Tuesday. So, everybody can see it then. I lost a block, guys. Do you guys ever lose blocks when you're doing? Okay, somebody ordered the ruler. Okay, Jennifer, thank you. I put a link out earlier today to Amazon Prime, who I saw it on there, and it's free shipping. I do have the ruler, but I can't do free shipping. I'm sorry. So in Creative Grids rulers, they don't normally go on sale. In fact, we sign a contract when we sell them stating that we won't sell them below the advertised price. We're not allowed to. And I don't know why they do that, but they do. So that's that. So on Tuesday, the video will go up on squaring it. And then on Friday, I'm hoping that the video of what I'm doing right now is gonna go up. So by Friday, you guys should have everything that you need to get the quilts together. And then the only thing that will be left to do is put your rows together. And that's gonna take a little bit of time because I gotta get mine to that point so that you guys can see how I'm gonna be matching things up. And I think it's really gonna go together smoothly. I'm pretty excited about it. Boone's really excited too, can't you tell? He cut a tooth the other day, and consequently he hasn't been very happy. We think he's got another one almost there. Yeah. You're gonna go inside?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lindsay's going in the house. Would you take the potatoes with you?
Very good.
Thank you. Has anybody ever had Dutch lettuce before? Please tell me if you've had it. If I describe how it's made, you're gonna really think I'm crazy, and you're gonna think that it tastes terrible. But it is one of the best comfort foods in this entire world. And we figured since the guys were out in the woods today working away, that it would be a really, really nice comfort food. So we're going to make that this afternoon. Oh, Angela still has to get her background fabric. Okay. Do you know what you're going to use, Angela? Any ideas yet? yeah, I'm very excited about this quilt. This is so far out of my normal comfort zone because usually I do pinks and flowers and all that stuff. But I wanted to try something really different. So I think this one is going to be really different. That's one of my goals with this quilt, to spread my wings a little bit. And I'm cutting things off early because I got out of sequence. And I'm not quite certain how I did that. I have 3 on some and 2 on everything else. So I'm trying to get myself back to having the same number on every single block. And I am randomly picking up my colors and putting them in there. I want it really random and scrappy, because when these 4 corners, let me show you one. When these 4 corners come together, whoops, wrong way, this way. I want these to be all different so that it shows up, because I think that's what's going to make this quilt really cool. My sister said she really liked this one, so we'll see. I haven't seen my mom come on yet. I wonder if she's having a hard time getting on. Usually she pops right on. I actually have windows open a little bit at the house, in the house, and do you know how good it feels to open your windows finally? I can't imagine how my daughter does it up in Alaska. Because by the time winter's over with, I'm ready. When the kids were little, we used to say, get outside and play and blow some of that stink off of you. Because we're so locked up in the wintertime in our houses. How do you make Dutch lettuce? Oh, Suzanne, it is beyond delicious. And it sounds really gross, okay? I mean, really gross. But, hi, Margie. Let's see. I'm also waiting on fabric for my border since I decided to go out of my comfort zone. Very good for going out of your comfort zone. It's hard to do that. But the way I figure I'm going to learn is by going outside of my comfort zone. So you make Dutch lettuce. What you do is it's hard-boiled eggs, boiled potatoes, bacon, lettuce, and vinegar. And you take the bacon, and I cook it in the oven because on the stove it's ridiculous. We're making enough for like 10 people, 12 people, something like that. There's a whole crew coming for dinner today. And so you take your bacon, and I put it in the oven in a pan that's got a lip on it so that I can save the grease. You cook your bacon and you save the grease from the bacon. You don't get rid of that. Boil your potatoes. Boil your eggs. You chop your eggs up. And once your potatoes are boiled, you kind of chop those a little bit. You don't chop them a whole lot. And you chop up your lettuce big time. Your lettuce gets all chopped up. Then you take the bacon grease. Now, this is not a low cholesterol, low fat, anything. It is a comfort food. And you take the grease and you warm it up and you put it over the top of the lettuce. Now, some people do it just over the lettuce. Some people do it over the whole thing. My Lindsay, she's the one that mixes it up because she does the best job out of the whole family. And so you'd get a big bowl. I got a great big huge metal bowl. And you put the potatoes in there and you put the crumbled up bacon. The bacon's got to be crisp. And you cut up your eggs and you put those in there. And then you put your lettuce on the top. Then she takes the bacon grease and she pours that over the lettuce to wilt the lettuce. And then you mix it all up and you add vinegar to it. It is absolutely, positively delicious. And I know Suzanne, it sounds just crazy, but it is delicious. I'm telling you, it's way too good. So we're having that. I've got one of those biggest, am I in camera? Yeah. I got one of those great big huge metal mixing bowls. This thing's got to be like this. And we'll go through 10 pounds of potatoes, 2 pounds of bacon, a dozen eggs, and 2 heads of lettuce to make this. It is so good. So, welcome from Germany. Pamela, we usually use just white vinegar. Sometimes we use apple cider vinegar, but either apple cider or white vinegar, either one. But it is iceberg lettuce, just plain iceberg. Guys, it is so good. And when you see it, it doesn't look real good. But, oh my gosh. It just tastes so good. We always put the vinegar jug on the table along with it. And then people can add what kind of, the amount of vinegar that they want. But we go through a huge plate of it when we make it. I mean, everybody just loves it. It's iceberg lettuce, Kathy. Just plain old iceberg lettuce is all it is, but it is good. So I will be thinking about every single one of you tonight when I have my iceberg lettuce, my Dutch lettuce. So I'm trying to do too many things at once here. Okay, I'm going back to sewing. So I'm putting my blocks together. The only thing I am doing, guys, when I pick my corners, I am trying to, yes, I can post it, Jan. I am trying to make sure that I don't have 2 of one inside of a block. So I am trying to, change it up that way, but that's it. Yeah, I'll post it. I have a funny story to tell you about that. My mom, when we were little kids, my mother's mother was born in Holland. And Grandma Sarah, who my granddaughter Sarah is named after, used to every once in a while bring down this little metal pan. It was about like this, and it had a metal lid on it. I wonder who has that pan. Kathy, I'm glad I'm doing them too. It's fun to do these live streams. So Grandma had this little pan. It had a cover on it. And she used to bring it down to my mom, for my mom. And inside of it was Dutch lettuce. My mom, I'm one of 6 kids. My mom used to tell me all the time when we were little, oh, you kids won't like that. Grandma made that for me. You kids won't like it. So she could have her Dutch lettuce. And I don't blame her. I don't know, as little kids, we would have liked it. Lyon absolutely loves it. Austin is kind of, Austin hasn't decided if he loves it or not. Natalie loves it. So, we just, and I don't believe Jackie's kids have ever had it. I'll have to ask her when I get to talk to her the next time. She popped on Facebook for a few minutes yesterday, but not for long. So, yeah. So I'm excited about dinner tonight. I started spring cleaning, which is, I want to sew, but I want to be spring cleaning too. Are the strips around the 9-inch cut in 2 1/4 or 2 1/2? 2 1/4. They're 2 in, let me double check for you because I got mine right here. They are 2 1/4 inch strips. Okay. Usually, I do a lot of things in 2 1/2. I try not to do it smaller than that because it's just too hard. So Vicki, they are 2 1/4 inches. If you end up with them at 2 1/2, when you do the next step that comes live on Tuesday, you're going to have to square it down so that it's where it needs to be. Okay? You're welcome, Vicki. So there's that. So I'm going to try really hard because the video comes out on Tuesday for the how to cut it or how to trim it up. I'm going to try really hard to do something live. I don't know if it will be on Facebook or YouTube. More than likely YouTube, only because, hi Mom! You did hear the Dutch lettuce story? Sorry, I had to tell. So I'm going to try to be live sometime around that so that you guys, if you have questions, I can answer them for you, because I do worry about, you shouldn't have questions. I was really careful about making sure that you could see the ruler and that you could see what I was doing, to the point that I put markers down so that you could see things. Mom, Angela's saying hi to you. Oh, you want to hear the story about the Dutch lettuce? Mom, do you remember how Grandma used to bring you Dutch lettuce and you told us kids that we wouldn't like it? That was the story I told. And I told him I couldn't blame you for not wanting to share it with all 6 of us, because you wouldn't even get one bite, and who knew if we would have liked it. Thank you, Lindsay. So, we're having Dutch lettuce for dinner tonight, Mom. That's what we're having. Lindsay and Derek are going to mix it up, and I've already gotten the eggs made. I got to go in and cook the bacon. And, do I have to cook anything? No, and the potatoes. I got to get all the potatoes peeled and do that. So, then we'll have Dutch lettuce for dinner. So, my best friend and her husband and her daughter and grandson are coming for dinner with us. So, we'll have a wonderful house full again tonight. So, that makes me very happy. So, everybody will be there. So the next video will also have instructions on putting the strips on around the 9-inch block. Yes, Jennifer. The next video, so this is how I'm breaking it up, so that, yes, Pat, I do have downtime, believe me. I'll tell you about my downtime in a minute. Jennifer, so the very first video was the announcement. The second video was all of your fabric requirements. The third video, which is the one coming up on Tuesday, is getting to, let me grab a block. It's going to be getting your block to this point, right how it is here. Okay? So you'll be able to attach the strips to the 9-inch. You're going to be trimming it up so that you have really nice corners. And then the video after that will be attaching, I'm going to toss that back over there. It will be attaching these, the triangles, which is what I'm working on right now, and pressing them and then squaring that up. And then the last video on it will be how to put it together in rows and where you could where to match up your points, because there'll be some places that you'll be able to very easily match up your points. I wish you lived closer to Mom. Lori, you will love the Dutch lettuce. It's delicious. I can't help it. I love it. And Pat, yes, what happens is I absolutely crash for a day or two. Or I have an asthma attack and my body makes me crash for a day or two. So I do absolutely crash and get downtime. Ask my mom. I'll get a really bad cold and then I won't be able to do anything. I'll get really sick. So I won't breathe right. And then I won't be doing these because I'll be too sick. So, yeah. I do get downtime. I'm not a good sleeper. I'm a good napper, but I'm not a good sleeper. How far apart do we live from each other? We live about 35 minutes from each other. My mom lives in the town that I grew up in. And no, it's not the way to get downtime, Linz. And I live right near where we had our summer cottage as a child. I'm one of 6 kids. So we used to spend our summers in a place called Sodas Point. And we had a cottage. And every year when school got out, my parents would be waiting for us to get home from school because it was always a half day. And they would pack all 6 of us up and we would go to our cottage for the summer. And very rarely did we ever come home during the summer. We were usually there from June until the very end of August. We would usually come home like maybe a day or 2 before school started, but not much more than that. So we would spend our entire summer there. We would get up in the morning. It was a very, very wonderful childhood. We would get up in the morning and we would put our swimsuits on and we'd go out the door. And if it was blowing from the north, we went swimming in the bay. If it was blowing from the south, we went swimming in the lake. And that was what we did. Yeah. Yeah. Dee Dee, there's something about becoming a mom that you just don't sleep as well. I don't understand. So, yeah. So, I live right near Sodas Point. So I stayed out here, and my mom was here for a little while, but then she moved back to Palmyra because I have one of my siblings, the baby, actually lives still in Palmyra, and he lives right across the street from Mom. So that's nice because it helps. We don't have to worry so much because we know we've got our little brother there. That's how, Jennifer, you grew up on Lake Michigan. It is great memories. It just, it was a different time. And because it was a really, really small town, everybody knew whose kid was everybody's. And you didn't get in trouble because everybody knew everybody and everybody watches out for everybody. And oh, I'm not Emily. I'm sorry. I thought Emily said that too. Sorry. You don't sleep either. Nobody sleeps. I don't understand what it is. I know that after Bob and I went walking in the woods, I slept that night pretty good. But 2 hours of walking through mud and all that, I think, kind of helped with it. I probably need to exercise more and then I'd sleep better. But I have too much fun sewing. When I sew, I try to work on things. You think it's the water? It might be. Yeah, Lindsay, you've always been a horrible sleeper. I swear, well, not swear, but I'm pretty certain that Lindsay and Jackie, the twins, were probably 6 years old before they slept through the night. Those two did not sleep through the night for anything. They did not sleep. Yeah. So, and then they used to kid me because I always wanted them to take a nap so I could take a nap. Well, I wasn't one of those mothers that when my kids stayed up or went to sleep, that I stayed up and got the house clean. I laid down too. Because I had twins, and I know you sleep when you can. It might be the water. Yeah. So, hi, Judith. So, I'm about ready. You guys are going to, you probably can't see me sewing. I'm about ready to, I got 3 sides sewn on 10 blocks. Oh, that one's missing one. No, it isn't. I got 3 sides sewn on 10 blocks. Oh, there's 75 watching. Mine only says 68. Yeah, Dee Dee, when you have twins, you sleep when they sleep. And I nursed my twins for about the first 3 months. That was all I could do. So if I slept for 3 broken hours a day. So I'd get about an hour in between. I was tired. I think I'm still catching up on sleep from them. Dee Dee, how old are your twins? Yeah, Judith, it does sound lavender in your lavender oil smells beautiful. But for yeah, Dee Dee, I think that's what happened to me was lack of sleep. So um I love lavender oil, but I can't breathe with it. But if anybody else can, that's great. They're 2.5. Oh, Dee Dee, mine are in their 30s. Honey, you'll make it. I promise you. I promise you, you will make it. Just keep in mind that the twins, or what is it? Toddlers and teens have a lot in common. They do. Are they boys and girls, Dee Dee, or what are they? Just, I'm curious. That's a good question. Pat asked Judith if the lavender oil destroys the iron. You will make it, Dee Dee, I promise. 2 boys, you will make it. I promise you, you will. Some days it seems like you don't, but you do. Just take lots of pictures. Because you tend to not remember a lot of it. It is hard. I wonder sometimes how my mom did it. She had 6 kids, and the sister older than me is only 14 months older. And then there's another sister that's 2 years older. Oh, Judith she mixes water with the alcohol. She uses rubbing alcohol. And then the natural oils, and she uses lavender. And she says the alcohol keeps it running nice. And she's used it for years. Ah. Annette, I'm in upstate New York too. It is gorgeous here. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the thing, the thing about having twins that was to me the hardest was that I don't remember anything at all of the first year of their life. I don't blame you, Annette. Go out for a walk. I don't blame you at all. I had to run to the store, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I just wanted to stay outside, but I want family to come for dinner tonight, so we're gonna do that. So I am now on my 4th go around of 10 blocks. I put my blocks in groups of 10, and then what I do is I sew that group of 10 continuously. I just keep going and going, and I'll show you how I do that eventually. And then I stop, and I go press it, and then I go trim it, and then I go do another one, because I kind of figured that that way I can stand up for a little bit. It just keeps me moving. Oh, I'm glad Ohio's nice too. Guys, it's just beautiful out here, and we just don't always get this great of weather that I'm looking for different blocks. You know, there's nothing better than 2 seasons in the year. One of them is the spring, when everything's coming back to life again. And the other one is the fall in upstate New York, when our leaves have turned all of these gorgeous colors. Yeah, what's the weather like in Germany right now? I have no clue. Where is it they have the opposite season as us? Isn't that Australia? Yeah, the fabric I'm using is The fabric I'm using is all cotton. Oh, it's sunny there. Oh, good. You have storms in Texas. It's beautiful in England. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, well, we've had a week of a lot of rain. When Bob and I went out in the woods Thursday night for our walk, we ended up out there walking and it was sprinkling, but it was so light of a sprinkle that it didn't really bother us. So we just kept walking. Guys, I gotta find some of my other triangles because I feel like I'm getting a lot of the same ones here. I'm gonna have to see where my bin is and pull them out. So my studio is a disaster, but we'll get there. Hi from Las Vegas. Oh, yes. How's Jackie doing? Is Jackie on today? Hey guys, I have I want to see how long it takes us to get the Facebook group to 1,000. So you guys have to start telling your friends about the Facebook group because I want to get it to 1,000. Lickety split. And then I think we're going to do something special once it hits 1,000. Because to me, that would be nice. Someday I'm coming to France. I'm going to France. I'm going to England. I'm going to travel that whole space. I don't know when it's going to be, and I don't know who's going with me. But someday I'm going to. I like you mixing solids with your block. I'm working on a quilt made with solids only and considered adding a print border. And it does not look good. Yeah, Helga, I don't know that I would like a print border with a quilt of all solids. Thank you, Angela. Angela added a friend yesterday. Please do. I am going to be making a solid colored quilt because I think making a solid colored quilt gives you a lot of color sense. Let me see if I can find it in here. I know I have it someplace. Is it in here? Or did it get moved? Yeah, it got moved. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's not in my drawer anymore. It got moved. I want to take a color wheel and I want to use solids and I want to randomly pick. I want to just use the color wheel to pick the fabrics to go into the solid quilt. So we will be doing that. It's just a matter of getting to that point. Oh, you're not sure if she's on or not? Okay. Well, when you see her, tell her I said hi. Or when you talk to her. Yeah. So I do want to do an all solid colored quilt. Moda had one and it was called, I'm looking at the kit. There was a quilt that was all solid colors. I don't remember the name of it. If anybody remembers the name, let me know. And I would like to make that. And then after I make that and see how they're using the colors together, then I want to do something different. Like sometimes I'll take color chips. Like when I did the colors in my studio for the fabrics, and right now I'm working on a bedroom inside the house, getting it ready for Jackie to go home or be home. And I took, you know how you walk through the hardware store and there's those paint chips of all the different colors in the rooms? Well, I'll look at those and find one that I really like, the look of the room. And then you can take that. Oh, bye. Somebody has to go. Maybe for the fourth quilt, Sandra. See, I think it would be really fun to do it that way. Kona has some gorgeous solids. You're right. Kona has gorgeous, gorgeous solids. So you know what I mean? I just think it would be really cool to take a color wheel and learn from the color wheel how to put a solid quilt together. Because once you get comfortable putting those colors together, then I would think you would be able to apply it to anything. And I'm not always comfortable putting colors together. So by Jaybird Quilt called Sweet Tooth. Okay, I'm going to look that up. Hi, Stephanie. Okay, Sandy. Anybody else down with a color wheel quilt? Because if we get people that want to do one. Hi, Sonia. If I get enough people that want to do a solid color wheel quilt, I'll do it. Okay, Jennifer would too. Yeah, I just think it would be a fun experiment. But we all have to be in the mindset that there may be a block or two that we don't like. Because I know there'll be a block or two that I don't like. Because there's always a block or two I don't. Hi, Janet. Yeah, so we'll do a color wheel quilt. I'm not sure when we'll do it, but we will do one. Maybe for the fourth quarter. I'm getting the rest of my triangles. Maybe for the fourth quarter, or we're going to continue to see how this goes this year. And if this goes well, then I'm going to do it again next year. Okay? I wonder if they do. Okay, Sandra wants to do a solid too. Oh, Jan's in. Good. Okay, some BJ7481 is in. Libby's in too. Okay, good. All right, then we will absolutely do that. I don't know if it will be the fourth quarter quilt of 2017 or if it will be the first quilt of 2018. I'm trying to decide the fourth quilt, and I'm sewing the second quilt and trying to design the third. Oh, a pineapple or a cat's cradle color wheel. I do have, Helga wants to do it too. Cool. I do have a cat's cradle wall hanging that ended up being one of my favorites. It hangs in my house now. My least favorite part about making a quilt is putting the rows together. Ugh. When you get the columns all done or the rows all done, and then you got to put it all together into one. That's my least favorite part. Can't stand to do that part, and I have to push myself. Other than that, I love to plan out a quilt. Love to. That to me is a lot of fun. I love putting the blocks together because I like to see what I all of a sudden see when it's done. And I really like to press. I don't mind doing that. So that's my least favorite, is putting those rows together. That just, to me, that's just boring because it's long, straight sewing. Thank you, Pat. Off-subject questions. Is there a specific height of the sewing machine be to keep your neck or back from hurting? I don't know. I'm at, my table here is at 29 inches. Well, it might be 30 because I have 1 inch plywood. And then I can measure it. Then my sewing table drops down 3.5 inches. So I'm at 30 inches. That's where I'm at. And for me, it's very, very comfortable. Yes, you do need to join us on Facebook. If you can. If you're against Facebook, I understand. So there are a couple people that follow me that just don't want to participate in Facebook. And I understand, but what you can do is you can join Facebook but just join our group. And what we did was we made the group private so that then you would only get us in your feed. If you don't friend anybody else, you'd only get us. Or what you can do is just go to that group, and then that way that's all you're going to see. But I understand some people don't like Facebook. And I wasn't going to do a Facebook group, but a woman that's in this group on YouTube, she really suggested it, and that was why I did it, because she really said she brought it to my attention, and she was right, so I did it. Debbie says she has a private Facebook page, and she only comes to mine and to Bonnie Hunter's. So maybe you could do that. Binding for some people can be not fun, but I don't mind binding, except for in the summertime, because it gets so hot. And I always quilt with wool, so the wool can be a little bit warm. So that's it. So here I am. I'm still deciding, guys, what I'm putting with what. You should see the mess that I have to my right. I have a stack of just triangles. Aw, thank you, Helga. She's going to join Facebook just to be with us. Just make sure that when you look for me, there's 2 pages. There's a page that's Margaret Leuwen, and that's my personal page. And I don't ever post on there anymore because I put everything on the group page. And then there's another one that is called Margaret Leuwen Quilting, and that's the one you want. Themer's wife, you do like the binding tool? See, I was always taught how to do it by hand, so I don't ever use the binding tool. You're right, Lindsay. We are a great group. And for the month of April, I want to see if I can post something on one of my social media channels every single day. That's like a little personal goal. So I'm going to try it and see how it works. Hey guys, look at this print. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, I like that one. So I'm just going to try. I have YouTube, I have Facebook, I do have the Instagram, and I do have a blog, which I haven't touched in 2 years, but I may try very hard. Yeah. Lori, I don't know how, I get the concept behind the binding tool is it takes and it puts a 45 degree, I'm trying to do the 45 degree with my hand. It takes and it puts 2 45-degree pieces together so that you cut it and then they just automatically sew together. But I don't use it. I just do them the way. I have one out there that I taught. There's someone on here that asked where we're from and what we're doing on the live stream. We are a group of quilters and we're just talking. That's it. Pat, have you watched my video on how to bind a quilt? I have one out there that says exactly how to do it, and every single time it comes out perfect. I don't have a problem. And I used to do my binding all the way around my quilt and sew it together and then pin it. But now I sew at the same time, and then when I get to the end, I just backstitch it, take it off. I put my one piece down face up, the other piece down face right sides together. I draw my line, I cut it, sew it together, press it, and I'm done. It's very easy. Susie, I haven't tried doing it from the back to the front yet. Yeah, I don't, Mom, do you know if I even have the binding tool? I'm not sure that I even have it, guys. I'll have to look. Guys, I'll try to do an updated tutorial on how to bind a quilt because it really, I guess I'm cheap. I must be. Because I kind of figure if I can do it myself, I don't want to spend the money on something to help me do it. I know. That's bad. But it's just the way I am. My mom and my sister-in-law taught me how to do binding. Okay. Thermer's White, there is a tutorial out there already that I did on how to bind a quilt. And then there's another one that says, nope, that's well, Linz, we'll get one if you need one. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Sounds much better to be frugal than to be cheap. You're right, it does. No, I don't have one. See, my mom and my sister-in-law taught me how to do it. I always do my binding at 2.5 inches, and then you take it, you fold it over, 2.5 cut. So, it's great. Oh, okay. Cheryl, I have placemats to bind. I may try that. I have done binding on a quilt on my machine. One of my customers actually wanted it is a beautiful quilt, but he wanted it machine bound. So I did a tutorial on it. Okay, if you have problems, Christine, when you watch my binding video, if you have any problems, let me know, and I will, yeah, and then I will help you. Beverly, that's exactly how I do it. Whatever your binding strip is, you fold it over, you match it together, and on the fold over, you cut that the exact length of whatever your binding is, and then you sew. Yep, that's exactly how I do it, and it's very easy. Wait a minute, I missed one. I'm sorry. Oh, come on, go down. Oh. Yes, Sandra. Frugal does mean more money for fabric. I have to get the final bedroom cleaned out in the house. I'm getting down to that one, and I'm almost afraid because I don't have any room for any more fabric in the studio, and I'm going to have to do something. How to do it without the tool from another quilter and do it that way all the time. Yeah. Yes, making binding without a tool is easy. I have those ones that make the binding where it's folded it in and in. You know, those binding, where are they? Oh, they're down one more drawer. Where is my binding tool, Lindsay? I lost it. I'm losing my head today. You know those binding making things? I have one of those. Therese, I'm not, thank you for saying I'm looking younger, but I gotta tell you, I'm getting old. Yeah, I don't, yeah. I'm watching things pop up all over the. You could put fabric in the attic of the studio. Yes, I could, Trent, and then he wouldn't know. You're right, Jennifer. I do sew in my studio quite a bit. In fact, Lindsay beat me into it today. More shelves, more material. I know. Except for, well, yeah. I I do need to figure out how to part with some stuff though. I did hi Nancy. I did a I Derek brought out a huge stack of books that I had in magazines. And it's a few McCall's, quite a few Threads magazines, and quite a few So Beautiful magazines. And I'm actually going to donate those to the library. So I'm trying to go through some things and get it cleaned out because I do need to. Those storage shelves behind me, I saved to be able to get those, and I love those. Those are the absolute positive best thing in the world. They're alpha drawers, and I got them from the Container Store. Twice a year they have a big sale, and I bought them when they had their last sale, and I love them. Yeah. So I do love my storage. And the drawers come out so nice and easily. And then a lot of times I'll just take that drawer out and just set it right here next to me, and I'll just dig into that when I need stuff. So yeah, I do love that. Yep. Guys, I got one more to go. This is exciting. And then I have another 10 done. So I have 22 blocks done. I really need to learn how to make a small quilt. Yes, the drawers are separate. So I have 4 of them across the back here. So yeah, they're all separate. And I just put them together. I didn't put these on wheels. I usually, the other set that I have a really tall set. I have a set that's like 4.5 feet, 5 feet tall. And that holds all of my long arm thread. And those are on wheels so that I can roll them around when I need to. A friendship quilt. Hey, that's a good idea too. All right, I'll look one up, okay? And we'll see about that too. You've been purging today? Yeah. That's hard. Thank you, Peggy. You love friendship quilts. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you what's on the design wall. You ready? Hang on, let me turn you. There's all my blocks on the cutting table, ready to go. And then there is the Lion's quilt. Lindsay, can you help Brenda find the Facebook page, please? All right, you ready for what's next? Can you see those carrots? Those carrots are hand stitched. Yeah. Arlene, I'm not good at all at doing small quilts. Ask my family. They all know. I live just a few minutes away. Yeah, not the ship, the shop. Yeah. So this is, excuse the way I look, ladies. I'm going to walk in front of the camera and you're going to see me, which is a little dangerous on a weekend. Look. Can you see it? It's, you color it with crayons and then you embroider it. And it's C is for carrots. Yep, that's what that is. I just finished that last night, so I had to admire my work for a day or two, and then I'll put it away till I get the other pieces done. So that's what's on the design wall, just Lyon's quilting that. Thank you. The carrots are from a pattern. The carrots are from a pattern by Meg Hockey. She does. Yeah, that was the pressing table, Mom. C is for cute. Thank you. Yeah, what you do is you draw your pattern on there first. Then you take a crayon and you take a white crayon first and you color wherever you're going to be coloring with a color in white. Then you start using the crayons to color and shade and do all different things. And then you take a paper towel and you press it until the paper towel comes perfectly clean. And then you start stitching on it. So it's a whole, I got more of them here that I've colored that aren't done yet. It's a whole quilt that you do. It's a lot of fun to do. Yeah, so this is this the one I'm doing? Yes, next. This is it's a bleeding heart. See the bleeding heart, and it's colored but not sewn. You can only use Crayola crayons. Only 101 viewers, guys. That helps me so much. Thank you. So that's that one. And then this one's huge, but it's beautiful. You're right. Whoops, I got it upside down. Hi, Margaret. Angela, I can't tell you how many works in progress I have going on right now because I have too many. See, look at this one. This one I just absolutely positively love. Look. Isn't that one beautiful? Oh, I just love this one. And then I have one more colored. These are all I have colored at this point. The forget-me-nots. So that's it. Yes, you do have to set it with an iron. I have 20 of Lyon's blocks at, let me see if I can find the first one in my mess here. Hang on, I gotta put this away. I gotta pick up one mess before I start another one. I have 20 of my blocks at this point. So now I have to press them, and then I have to square them up, and then I will go on to the next. I usually work at 10 blocks at a time, because then it keeps me doing other things too and keeps me moving. Trent, I believe you can wash it afterwards. These are wall hangings, so I would wash them carefully. I can't imagine, as much as Meg has done this, if you couldn't wash them, that she wouldn't have told us by now. I did a class with her out in Washington. She lives in the state of Washington. 2 years ago, my sister-in-law and a very close friend of ours flew out to Washington, and we went and took a class from her. And it was neat. She has a beautiful studio. Absolutely gorgeous studio. So, yeah. I love embroidery too, Arlene. You count for two? Thank you, Angela. That's hilarious. That is so cute. Yeah, somebody asked last week what you guys can do to help my channel grow, to support it. And and the only things that I have found, I started doing a little bit of research last week, and every time you give me a thumbs up, that helps it helps my ranking. Every time you share my video with somebody, every time you leave a comment, that helps. And that's what I have found out. I thought I was bad with the 4 that I currently have on my design wall. Did I miss putting the Lion's quilt block together? I thought we were doing it together. Angela, we are doing it together, but because I'm videotaping it and doing it ahead, I have to be a little bit ahead of you. So I'm like one step ahead of you. You guys, on Tuesday, the video comes out showing you how to put what is my gold all the way around the block and how to square it up. And then I'm working right now on Friday's video, which will be doing these 4 corners. Okay? Aw, thank you. Got more likes. I wonder if you could watch live on a smart TV. So, oh, yeah, I don't know. I thought I was be able to currently afford to, yeah. Guys, I have so many things in the works that it's crazy. I really need to get some of them done. In fact, when I was trying to come up with what I was going to do this year, I did think about getting a group of 10 of my unfinished projects out and having you guys vote on it. But to me, it was more fun to do. To me, it was a whole lot. I wanted to do something different. So what I'm doing on these 4 quilts this year is I am using my stash, with the exception of next quarter's quilt. That I'm using Cafe Facets fabric, and that's the only one that I am buying new material for. Otherwise, I'm using what's in my stash because I gotta use up some of my stash, ladies. It's just gotten. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, guys, I just broke my needle. Oh, come on. Okay, there. I just broke my needle, ladies and gentlemen. If we have any gentlemen here. I'm not sure if we do or not. I broke my needle because I was paying attention to something else and my computer screen changed. Yeah, I have problems with smart TVs too, guys. I have problems with all that stuff. Trying to find a needle. Which ones do I want? Top stitch. No, I'm going with my 12s, guys. All right, this is what I'm putting on because I know you're going to ask. This is what I'm putting on. It is a Superior Top Stitch 8012 for piecing, appliquing, and sewing using fine threads, so 50 weight threads. If your TV has YouTube on it, yes, you can. Yeah, so like if you have, hi Trent, oh, I'm glad to know we do have a gentleman here. That makes me feel better. I like to know that. Good, I will make sure. Just don't know nowadays. Oh, and this is the only thing the thing I wanted to accomplish today was to get through all 10 of these blocks with all 4 triangles on it. So I'm down to my last one, and then I think I'm going back inside and cleaning again. Yeah. So we have I have one out here in the studio too. We have what's called a Ruku, Ruku, and we can get YouTube on it too, on that too, so I can watch it out here if I want to. But usually I tend to watch movies out here, but I only watch movies I've already seen so that I get the noise. Either that or a radio playing, one or the other. But sometimes the radio gets to me. There, my last one. So now tomorrow, while I work, in between, see what I'll do is now tomorrow, in between things, I will press this. Are you okay? You. Thank you, Trent. I didn't know for sure what it was. So tomorrow I will start taking all of these 20 blocks. I tried to do it 10, but I got carried away yesterday when I went live. I love this background fabric. Look at that. Isn't it cool? It looks like it's lace. No, I can't chat while I'm watching on that TV, like to you guys. Yeah, I listen to audiobooks too, Nancy, but I put my headphones on for that because you would not believe how loud my long arm is. There are some times that it's just so loud that I have to have silence at night. Like I just sit in quiet because it's loud. Yeah. I like to chat on my iPad. That's my easiest thing. I usually have with me all the time my iPhone and my iPad because they're easier to type on. My iPad is easier than my phone. So, here we go. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I do crochet, Margie, Margie, and I only do, Mom, what are the stitches? It's a knit and a purl. I can do both of those. That's it. I recently learned how to increase and decrease, but I'm not proficient at knitting. I do pretty good at crocheting though. Yeah, so yeah, I do all kinds of hand stuff. I love handwork. Do you pre-program designs on your long arm or do you do it yourself? Pat, I do both. But as in most things, I'm not like always comfortable just with what they give me for designs or what I can buy for designs. So like I recently had a quilt here that was made by someone's mother and it had hand embroidery on it. And I couldn't find any border that gave enough dimensions on it. So I took apart a design, changed the pieces of it that went with the rest of the quilt, and then put it back together and used that. So I don't very often do just the simple way. I tend to add to it. So let's see. Trent, you have a knitting machine? I've never seen one of those work. I would love to see that. Let's see. I just thought of something. I wanted to ask. The video that you did with the cutting instructions, did you make a mistake with the 2 1/4 inch strip? I'm not sure what you mean. Did I make a mistake? That's two different things. Now I understand when you guys are coming from. This is important, everybody. So if you're doing Lyon's quilt, from the fat quarter, you're going to cut a 9-inch strip, a 4.5-inch strip, and a 2.5-inch strip. Your 2.5-inch strip is your binding for your quilt. So set that aside. Then the last page on the PDF, I think it's the 4th step, is your background material. Now for me, my background material is this gold, and this is the 2 1/4 inch strip. And you're gonna cut that from your background fabric. So Angela, does that help? Because if you're confused, somebody else is going to be too, and I don't want people to be confused, because that's important that you've got that. Lindsay, can you pull up the PDF and just double check? Oh, I had to shut my computer down. Hang on, let me pull up my computer, Angela, and let me see if I can easily get to mine and double check it. Okay. In the video, Angela, I did it backwards. I did the background fabric first, and that was 2 1/4 inch strips. And then 2 1/2 from the fat quarters. So, yeah, it is a little bit different. I'm opening up the PDF right now so that I can double check to make sure that I got it all right. Someday, I'm going to get one of you guys to proofread this stuff for me so that I can make certain that I get it right. Okay. That's the fabric requirements. Hang on, I got to find the other one. Cutting instructions. Hang on. Yes, the PDF is on Facebook now. I updated it this morning. So let's see. From the fat quarter, you're going to cut 9 inches by 22, 4 1/2 by 22, and 2 1/2 by 22. And then you subcut those down to 2 9-inch squares, 4 4 1/2 inch squares, and 1 2 1/2 by 22 inch strip. All right, and then your final cut is, why didn't I save that? The final cut is from your birthday present. I'm sorry, I'm reading Sandra's comment at the same time. The 4th cut is your background fabric. So whatever you've chosen for your background fabric is the 4th cut. And that one is, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is just from your background fabric, and you're going to do 2 1/2 inch strips by the width of the fabric, and then cut those into, 2 1/4 inch strips by the width of the fabric, and then you cut those down to 10 by 2 1/4. Oh, that's cool, Angela. My mom made us those fingerless mittens. Those are wonderful. I love them. I'm going to look up the AliExpress trend. Thank you. Okay, guys. I'm signing off. It was great to see everybody. And you might want to go check out all of my social media things, because as the week goes on, I am going to try very hard to post something someplace every day in the month of April. So you'll see me on Tuesday, okay? And you might see something tomorrow. We'll have to see what happens. See ya, guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. And if your weather's as gorgeous as mine, please get out there and enjoy it, because it is just gorgeous here. You guys have a great day too. Bye.